6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Sri Lanka and India to discuss the resumption of ECTA negotiations. India will provide 23 locomotives to improve the railway services in the country. The University Grants Commission is to offer new degree courses. Measures have been taken to establish a national anti-ragging committee. Education Ministry assures that both uniform material and midday meals will be provided as usual without delay. In news overseas, Ukraine claims Sevastopol strike hit Navy commanders. And in sports news, the 19th Asian Games kicked off in eastern Chinese city of Hangzhou. Those are the headlines, and now let's move on to the details of the local news. The resumption of the Economic and Technology Cooperation Agreement (ECTA) negotiations between India and Sri Lanka were recently discussed, marking the continuation of the talks after 11 previous rounds of negotiations. Accordingly, the chief negotiators of Sri Lanka and India held a virtual meeting on the 19th of September to discuss matters in this regard, the President's Media Division reported. General Manager of Railways W.A.D.S. Gunasinghe says that the Government of India will provide 23 locomotives to improve the railway services in the country. This follows a request by the Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, to the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, regarding the limited resources of the Railways Department. The Government of India has expressed its willingness to provide these locomotives. The General Manager said that the 23 locomotives will be given as a grant. He said that these locomotives, which are currently being used in India, will be restored and given to Sri Lanka. The General Manager said that at present, the price of a locomotive is over 1 billion rupees and the value of the locomotives provided from India is over 23 billion rupees. The University Grants Commission has decided to offer several new degree courses, including data science and primary education, for the first time in the university history to the students who join the faculties of arts at the universities next year. UGC Chairman Professor Sampath Amaratunga says, in addition to the arts degree, students will also have the opportunity to obtain a degree in technology and computer science. He said the government has made all arrangements and investments by building relevant laboratories and providing relevant technology to complete the requirements related to the technology and computer science. By last year, the government has spent 400 million rupees to provide the above facilities. He said presently the unemployment situation is on the rise due to the passing out of a large number of students from a single stream. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. State Minister of Higher Education Suren Raghavan states that measures have been taken to establish a national anti-ragging committee. The State Minister emphasized that 36 ragging incidents have been reported within the last 12 months, while 57 students in connection with the incidents have been suspended. We held discussions for about 8 months and formed a new National Anti-Ragging Committee by looking at several angles including social, structural, political and management. The government can make laws and establish structural institutions by utilizing all available resources. But the final responsibility lies with the university lecturers and the Vice-Chancellors, State Minister Raghavan claimed. Minister Raghavan also expressed that the President, Prime Minister and also the Minister of Education are committed to bring a stop to this uncivilized system. Sri Lanka has paid off $50 million more to Bangladesh as the final installment of a $200 million loan taken under a currency swap agreement 2 years ago. Citing a senior Bangladeshi bank official, foreign media reported the Sri Lankan government has also paid $4.5 million as interest on the loan amount on Thursday. Sri Lanka paid back the loan as its embattled economy is heading towards recovery from its worst economic crisis just a year ago. Today is the third day of the Colombo International Book Fair at the Bandanayake Memorial International Conference Hall. A large crowd gathered there yesterday to visit the exhibition. It will be held until the 1st of October from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Educational publications and DVDs produced by the National Radio are available at the SLBC stall. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. Sri Lanka and India discuss resumption of ECTA negotiations. India will provide 23 locomotives to improve the railway services in the country. The University Grants Commission is to offer new degree courses. Measures have been taken to establish a national anti-ragging committee. Education Ministry assures that both uniform material and midday meals will be provided as usual without delay. And that was the local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
The main news story for this morning, Education Minister Susan Premachandra says that arrangements have been made to ensure the distribution of textbooks among school children for next year before the commencement of the school year 2024. The minister also rejected the baseless allegations spread by various interested parties who claim that school uniform materials will be only given to a limited number of students. Minister Premachandra guaranteed that both the uniform materials as well as the midday meals will be provided as usual without any delay. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatma.
In Washington this morning, over 2,000 dengue cases have been reported for the month of September thus far, the National Dengue Control Unit reported. Accordingly, 2,300 dengue cases in total have been recorded in the month of September. Health authorities have attributed the rising number of dengue cases to the ongoing inclement weather, acknowledging, however, that the figures remain lower than those recorded over the past few months. Accordingly, a total of 63,881 dengue cases have been reported for the year 2023. Meanwhile, although the number of high-risk zones for dengue has been reduced to 7 localities, the health officials have warned of a potential increase in the infections. And that came to you in Watch Light.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
Headlines of the world news. Ukraine claims Sevastopol strike hit Navy commanders. Bob Menendez steps down as U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Chairman after indictment. Indian Space Agency ISRO says no signal yet from the moon lander. Those were the headlines, and now let's move on to the details of the world news. Ukraine says Friday's missile strike on headquarters of Russia's Black Sea Fleet in Crimea was timed to coincide with a meeting of naval officials. In a short statement, the Ukrainian military claimed the strike had caused deaths and injuries but did not provide more details. On Friday, Moscow said one serviceman was missing after the attack. The fleet, based in the port city of Sevastopol, is seen as the best of Russia's navy. A veteran U.S. senator has temporarily stepped down as the head of the chamber's powerful Foreign Relations Committee as he battles a bribery charge. Justice Department prosecutors allege Robert Menendez and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in exchange for aid to Egypt's government. The couple have denied the charges. The embattled senator has rejected calls from fellow Democrats back in his home state of New Jersey to resign his seat. India's space agency ISRO says that it is trying to contact the moon lander and rover as a new lunar day begins, but has not yet received any signals so far. The lander, carrying the rover in its belly, touched down near Moon's Little Explored South Pole in August. They spent 2 weeks gathering data and images, after which they were put into sleep mode at lunar nightfall. ISRO hoped the batteries would recharge and the modules would be reawakened when the sun rose on Friday. And that was world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Development News.
In development news, President Ranil Wickremesinghe has said Sri Lanka plans to set up 4 new universities specializing in new technologies, with one being the result of technological cooperation between India and Sri Lanka. The President emphasized the crucial role of science, technology and innovation in overcoming the development challenges faced by developing nations. The President outlined his government's initiatives, including the evaluation of underperforming science and technology research institutes and setting up of a Technology and Innovation Council and a Digital Transformation Agency. Educated manpower, well equipped with knowledge and technological know-how, is essential for a smooth flow of transformations, which will lubricate the development and catching up process in the developing nations, the President said. That is the development news, and now let's move on to sports news. Chinese President Xi Jinping opened the 19th Asian Games yesterday in the eastern city of Hangzhou during a shiny opening ceremony. Spectators in the city's 80,000 capacity stadium let out a large roar as Xi was introduced and walked in to sit in the visiting dignitaries, including International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach and Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The Games, delayed a year due to China's measures to combat the COVID-19 pandemic, will be the country's biggest sporting event in over a decade in several metrics, with around 12,000 athletes from 45 nations competing in 40 sport events. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, Sri Lanka's rupee closed at 324.70 cents to 325 rupees to the US dollar last Friday, up from the previous day's close at 324 rupees and 20 cents to 75 cents, the dealer said. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
In economic news, the Finance Ministry has taken a decision to increase the port and aviation levy on imported milk powder by 10% per kilogram. The decision was taken considering the huge profits gained by milk powder importers. With the increase of the port and aviation levy, none of the milk powder importers will be allowed to increase the price of packets of milk powder. That was economic news, and the weather report to conclude.
Weather Report.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the Uva, central, eastern and north central provinces during the evening or night. And before we conclude this bulletin, let's get back to the headlines once again. Sri Lanka and India discuss the resumption of ECTA negotiations. India will provide 23 locomotives to improve the railway services in the country. The University Grants Commission is to offer new degree courses. Measures have been taken to establish a national anti-ragging committee. The Education Ministry assures that both the uniform material and midday meals will be provided as usual without delay. In news overseas, Ukraine claims Sevastopol strike hit Navy commanders. And in sports news, the 19th Asian Games kicked off in eastern Chinese city of Hangzhou. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. Now it's back to your Sunday morning host and my good friend, Abhishek Kumarage to brighten up your day.